folks that are coming or different age groups, because you think it's because we're young, but you'd be surprised that older folks that come to Yankee late in their lives, they try to do the same thing, not knowing that they are unique and they are kind of exotic. For example, how me and you interact, right, might be different from how we act. We turn on our work voice.
That's right.
To get that job,
to get
that interview.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But back in the day, just like how we're talking, I thought I had to fit in to get that job. Not knowing that me being Nigerian, my Nigerian accent will make them hire me because I'm different. That's number one.
Diversity.
Two, the diversity. Thank you. That's one of the things that's why America sometimes, one of the best things about America is them being diverse. They pride themselves on being diverse. Every company wants to be diverse. How do you show that your company is diverse? By having different people from different walks of life work for your company.
Different nationalities.
Yep. You understand what I'm saying? So
really good.
You understand? Yeah. So I'll use my full name instead of me giving myself the nickname. I use my Nigerian accent for the interview, and guess what? I get it.
Yeah.
So, but these are things you learn later in life instead of forming and refining English and all that stuff.
And that's Hello. Welcome to another episode of Lost Lagosians, a podcast covering topics about Lagosians, Nigerians, and Africans in diaspora, as well as trending topics concerning Africans in and outside of Africa. I'm your host, Brother Mike. I've got with me again today, YB himself. Thank you for being here. How are you today?
What's going on? I'm good, man.
Dude, your face is shining, man. I can see. It's like radiating.
Guys, the married life, I can't shout.
Right. Yeah, I think it's the wagon you are eating.
You understand me?
Yeah, it is the wagon at your cup.
I'm telling you. Oh, I hate the cup.
Oh, you don't like a call? What's going on, man?
I hate the call. That thing, may God forgive me, that thing stinks.
It depends if it goes bad. The fresh one. Some you make is warm.
Nah.
If that's the one language, whatever.
The
when they're selling it. It's white now, yeah.
White, yes, yeah. That's that thing. That thing they ooze, man. Forget. I know fit.
Maybe it makes you mess after you take it.
But I've been telling you, I was born in DC, you know what I'm saying? I'm an African American. I really don't.
African Americans don't mess, Abby.
They
don't fart. They don't fart.
Nah, we don't fart. We don't do none of this, man. You know what I'm saying? I just happen to be Nigerian, I was born to Nigerian parents.
You just hold it in, right? You hold it in.
That kind of thing.
It comes out through your nose.
It disperses, just fluffy.
It disperses. That's why when we're riding back in this, you always roll the window down.
You feel me?
I'm like, why is the window is cold, man? This is like 32 degrees. You're rolling the window down.
I was just about to let it slide. I just let it one slide.
Keeping quiet and not saying nothing.
Letting it disperse.
I hear you.
Letting it disperse. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, definitely. It's good. Eating healthy and staying fresh. That's a good thing. I like that.
Yeah, I can't go.
Despite
thank God, man.
You should be sleepy, but you just shiny and stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm nocturnal.
That's enviable.
We're good to go.
Yeah, good to go. Yeah, what's on your mind today, though? What's going on,
bro? I am sorry. I'm kidding.
Are you about to let one out?
No. I thought my wife is calling me for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what I really want to talk about today is about Nigerians that come to America or come overseas or wherever, right? And for some reason they lose. In fact, they're lost. Lost Lagosians. They're lost, because they lose track of their identity by losing their English. For lack of better terms, they just tell me a lot for some reason, and I don't know, bro.
You're saying that a lot of Nigerians come here and they lose themselves.
They lose themselves. They try to have conversations with people, and a guy that his name is Chukwemeka's normal accent is how we this is how we talk, and and then you come to America, you just like you try to upgrade your phone, and you lose yourself. You're not staying true, and then you start to tiang. And you see this issue of tiang.
What does that mean, tiang, for you? Average. What would you mean, tiang?
Tiang means a grammatical error. Bosa, aka bosa, aka trumpet, para pam para, aka aka your English is horrible. You understand? And don't speak what you know. But you see, for example, there's a guy in college here, Yankee. You know him, he's a mutual friend, but I won't mention his name. Here, Yankee, the guy was trying to talk to this girl, right, in the library. So he walks up to the girl. And you know these Yankee girls, like, these Oyibo hippies that just playing the instrument, playing the guitar, right? And he walks up, he's like, "Oh, how are you, sweet girl? How are you?" And the girl's like, "I'm good, how are you?" She's like, you're fine. Where did you learn that? She's like, "What? Where did you learn how to play the guitar?"
The guitar.
Yay! And Oyibo are the worst at catching somebody that sound. They do it in their own way. They'll say something like, "Come again? What'd you say?" They know you did not pronounce it right, but they want to hear it again. And the guy, the gira, like, how do you, guy, say guitar, be real to yourself. Don't go and be frying English, be speaking English, like be doing shin in your mouth. Just, talk normally. But I don't know. I just don't know why we do that. Everywhere you go, every Nigerian you meet, just try to form. I don't know why. What do you think?
I think I tried to do the same too. So when I first got here, I went to New York, and in New York, I had a lot of Jamaicans. So I was actually trying to speak to Jamaican, yo man, Rastafarian, all that kind of accent. I did that. You just have to, I think it's normal for human psychology to try to fit in. We're social beings. So by default, you try to want to fit in. I remember when I first came, I had the same issue myself because I was just trying to blend. Well, I think it's a social construct. A lot of humans try to do that. Wherever you are,
that's fine.
You try to fit in. So I don't necessarily, I hear what you're saying. There are people that try to, form the American accent when they are here in the States. And unfortunately, sometimes it ends up being worse, because number one, the English might not be that good. Number two,
that's what I'm saying.
The accent might be heavy. So imagine an outside guy who comes to America, nothing against the outsides, but with his heavy Hausa accent,
you understand?
Try to speak it just makes it harder for everybody. It makes it harder for him. It looks bad. It's just.
Funny enough, for some reason, right? For some reason, to some people, right, here in Yankee, being true to yourself, talking with your accent, right, makes you unique, makes you exotic, if you will, because everyone's like, "Oh, well, what's that? Where are you from?" And XYZ, you understand? But like for me, coming back to America after finishing high school in Nigeria, coming back to America, I had this internal fight with myself, in the sense that, when I'm with my African American friend, it's like, "Yo, what's going on with y'all? How y'all doing? Blah blah blah." When I'm with my Nigerian guys, it's like, "Guy, what's in the African blah blah." And then the day my Akata friends or my African American friends caught me speaking to my Nigerian guys, they were like, "Yo, nigga, what you talking about? What's that? What you talking about?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, man, like, I'm actually African American. Like, I'm African American, you like both of, so when I'm with my homies, my African homies, I got to be real with them. And when I'm with y'all, it's how it is. So that's fine. You understand? But for those that are African, there is no Yankee anything in your mouth. And for some reason, you come to Yankee and you're trying to fry English instead of being yourself. They tell me I cannot let that sound slide for some reason. And we've had a similar conversation.
You can't let it slide because it just hits you. Like, hey, what just happened here?
You understand?
Right.
Like, and it's so obvious, like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" No, guy, I didn't did it. Like, so you say, oh, I did it. You, hey, hold on, guy. Like, wait a minute.
Right.
What was that? Like, just let us be calming down. If because they would sound in an American accent. That's the worst. Like my guy that said, my guy that said, oh wow, you're actually playing the guitar. Like, like let us be calming down, like and stuff like that. So I don't know. For me, I'm petty in the sense that I will stop the conversation. Even if you're Oyibo and you Tiao, I will stop the conversation and just be. I mean, internally.
Hold on, though. Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what they say about Nigerians? And Nigerians are cocky and arrogant. To me, that sounds like being cocky in a way, like showing off.
No, it's not being. Why are you talking like this? I don't.
No, because
it's not being cocky.
So yeah, no. I'm just.
See, we grew up in the era of yabbing. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. We yab each other and stuff like that. So I'm used to that. You understand? So I'm not trying to laugh at them or. So there's a difference between mocking someone and the difference with just being like, can I just Tiao Sha? See, there's nobody above Tiao. There is nobody up. You're talking to someone that gave a presentation in class one time. I gave a presentation in class. Me, Yankee boy and everything. In chemistry class. And I said aluminium. My professor paused, stopped me and said, what? I said aluminium. You understand? In Yankee, what did they say? Aluminum.
It's aluminum, yeah. Aluminum.
Yeah.
There's no I.
Yeah.
And exactly. That's the British English, yeah.
Yeah. But in their eye, I just gave them one big bosa. You understand? So it's not as if they were not trying mocking me. They were just like, interesting. He said it differently. So for me, in my inner church mind, I'm not mocking the guy, but just like you. Remember when we had a conversation? Say somebody telling your heart to just say bosa.
I did, yeah.
Like you can't help it.
Yeah. It's just the natural, impulse.
Yes. I remember.
Yeah, but for you, you're talking about people that they're acquaintances. This is not like a stranger.
No, not a stranger. Of course, not a stranger now. Like acquaintances. For strangers, my only advice to strangers is, guy, be yourself. But I don't have any right to say, but for friends, I can't let this slide.
No, actually, I was thinking about the one I was telling you about earlier. This happened when I was in Nigeria, and I literally said like the bosa. Like it's so like it feels so good.
Yes,
but I don't think you heard me. I just said bosa and I just walked away. Like I was like, okay.
Like you can't.
It just feels good. It's natural.
Thank you.
But I didn't stop. I didn't stop to, I didn't stop to have a confrontation or anything. It's just like it just feels good. Like it's like
it just feels like I caught you. Like for example, there was this Oyibo woman that Americans now, Oyibo, when they try to cut through somewhere and you're in front of them, they'll be like, oh, excuse me. Or like, oh, sorry. Like, blah, blah. And it's, for some reason, I don't know, like that guys, we're very emotional. You catch us on the wrong day, So the lady, woman, right, for this woman, stranger this time, just walked up, like, I was coming up the stairs and she was coming through and it was a tight corner and she was like, oh, sorry. And I was just like, sorry for yourself. And I just kept on walking.
You said sorry for yourself to her?
She didn't, I said sorry for yourself. Like, she didn't get it. But for me, it felt so good. I'm just telling you, sorry for yourself. Just like how that goes. And I wasn't like mad.
It wasn't like, you're just on the wrong vibe that day.
That's what I'm saying, the wrong vibe. And she's like, sorry. It's like, oh, sorry for yourself. And I just kept it pushing. And I wasn't pissed at that.
Yeah, I just kept pushing.
You understand? It just felt good. So, like that. So for me,
so here's one thing I have to add. This is a very interesting conversation actually. So coming up, here in the States, there's this church I used to go to a long time ago, and the pastor, Nigerian church, Nigerian church. For some reason, the pastor is like speaking American English. We're all Nigerians. We know this guy like I think he's a Yoruba pastor. And after the preaching, he switches back to Yoruba, and then he goes back and he preaches, he does American English. But what was really, it took me a minute to understand was he was saying God, like God. God does not like this. God does not like that. And I was like, okay, who is God? Like, who is this guy talking about? Like, does it mean God? Or I mean, because it's okay if you're among Americans. But again, this church is like a Nigerian church. There's virtually no white person there.
Don't mind them. You see,
nobody's trying to. Why do you have to say God? I was like, that's kind of what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly. So that's when, like, those strangers. You see that now the guy falls in kind of like a stranger realm. He's not a close friend. You know, he's not a close friend. But I will not let that slide.
No, he's preaching. I mean, are you gonna wait for him at the end? And you just say, "Sir, what are you saying?"
You understand? I'll just be like, I'm telling you how petty I am, guy. I'll just be like,
you call him out.
Yeah, I'll say like, excuse sir, are you trying to say God or God? I'm confused. Like I would say something like that. Like knowing me, I'll say something like that. And I'll say it in the Yoruba accent, like, excuse sir, you know, God, saying like, please clarify. You understand me? So for me, all in my mind, every time it says God, I'll be saying Bosa. Or something, you know, like be true to yourself. Like there's a pastor that said, this is where I got this thing from. There's a pastor that said he was talking one time and was trying to speak English, right? But the Yoruba pastor, Yoruba accents like to the core, right? And he was like, "Whoa," he just said in the middle of something like, "Whoa, let me just switch to what I know. Instead of me frying English, I don't speak too many I gonna." You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't speak too many. I gonna do this. I gonna do that. Those shall believe in God, you know, blah blah stuff like that. So for those people, are like, you know, yeah, be real, like be you, like blah blah stuff like that. You know, think about our high schools, right? Think about secondary schools. My English teacher came to class one day. The audacity! This man came to class and said, when you were trying to, you know, like, isn't it cold here? Turn off your fancies. Come on.
Turn off your fancies?
Turn off your fancies. Guy, this is my English teacher.
I don't know what that means.
Your fan. Turn your fan off.
Oh, fancies like plural.
Yes. So
your fans. There you go.
Yeah, turn off your fancies. Guy.
Nah. Like fancies, yeah.
No, I couldn't let that one slide. I walked out because I was like,
man. Which one is
like,
this?
Guy, our English teacher, brother. Turn off your fancies. Nah. No. So friends, see, any from my hand, anybody can collect. My wife is Oibo. The day she tells, she collects.
She collect, man. Anybody can collect.
Anybody can collect. She collects.
Yeah.
I told her. I woke up in the middle of the night. She was doing me. I was like, I can't let this slide. I just couldn't let this slide. I said, babe. I woke up. I said, babe. So, you know, like, I asked you something, and you know, it was a grammatical error.
It is, yeah.
You know, like,
I actually did that to my boss not too long ago, actually. You know how, like,
start boss.
Yeah. No, you know how that's my boss, yeah, right. Oh, I said boss, yeah, boss. Boss. Yeah, but you know how it flows now. It's natural for some of us, you know. Come on. At this point, it has come natural.
Yeah, you say,
okay, I actually did this to my boss. No, I did it to my boss. But my boss was saying, you know how a lot of them say they will say something like, you know what? Just there's like 3 pens over there. Just anyone is fine. There's 3 pens over there. So yeah, and we're having like a meeting, and I was like, oh, there's 3 pens over there. Just get me one of those 3 pens. So I just stopped them like, is singular, I is plural. There are 3 pens there. And he was like clapping, saying, oh, you want to teach me English now? Like, I thought English is not a first language. But you know how we Nigerians, like our grammar, the punctuation, and then the noun, verb, the adjective, the position. So I literally corrected him, and I was like, oh, no, there are 3. But Americans, like, the English is not that superb sometimes. Yeah. They didn't do like the comprehension and the English writing and writing like we did. You know, I did WIAC and WIAC. They have like 3 different English. You have to do all 3 or 2 or whatever.
Guy, no, me, I did WIAC too, but I had ESPO. But anyway.
Oh, that's the difference from that day. But that says a lot.
Yeah, mad.
That says a lot.
Who no get ESPO for WIAC?
But we are digressing here. We're going off
Let's
track.
not digress. That's
Let's
a
not
whole
digress.
conversation.
That's the whole conversation for that day. That's another topic.
Expo why can
That's another one that day. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, what I'm saying is, like,
you always correct people if you feel their
yes,
grammar is wrong.
right?
Most Nigerians do anyway.
I know, and it's not about being cocky. Like, you're not really.
Oh no, that's not cocky. Well, my reference to your cockiness earlier was like you are doing it to strangers. But like I told you, me sometimes
I will not just
mind.
stop a stranger. I won't just stop a stranger and be like, guy, param, pam, param, something like that. Like,
you can say it in your mind and say, wow, this one
in my mind.
Or you just say Gosa, So when I do, people that know, they just laugh like this guy don't call me like
Exactly.
But not everybody know. Even the children of these days, they don't understand that. They don't understand that vibe. Kids of this day.
For some reason, it sweets me that they don't get it because I'll just keep on going. Like,
let's keep it pushing. See, this one
you
just
understand?
man.
Yeah, this one just. Especially you're catching the one that's trying to, they want to chill with the big boys. The ones that are doing big boy, do not sound like, baby, why are you shying?
Yeah, right. Why are you shying?
Guy, let's yeah. Like,
so I actually, after a while, I realized that people find my accent actually quite unique. People like it. After a while, you're like, oh wow, let me just be me. Because you are you. And it's actually pretty neat. Like it sounds different.
Dude,
it's like a very good thing. Yeah.
Guy, I'm in a medical profession, right? Where I could use my American accent all day, every day. I choose to use my Nigerian accent. And for some reason, it's like unique. And for me, I'm like,
it's different.
Dude, it's different. It's different.
But older, we're older, we know better now, though.
Exactly.
When we first came, I mean, think you and I, years ago,
of course now.
We didn't really.
Of course now.
Our
Ghana was plenty.
Yeah.
Yes. Thinking that was the way.
Thinking that was the way.
That was we all wanted to be accepted.
This is good. Yeah.
You understand?
Really
we all wanted to be accepted. We all wanted to be accepted.
We wanted to fit in.
We wanted to fit in, not knowing that you being you was enough.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn,
so that's what I'm trying to get the next folks that are coming or different age groups, because you think it's because we're young, but you'd be surprised that older folks that come to Yankee late in their lives, they try to do the same thing, not knowing that they are unique and they are kind of exotic, just
they're exotic,
with their natural accent.
They're exotic.
You understand?
Yeah.
There was one day I spoke to one Oyibo woman, right? With my Nigerian accent. And the only reason why I spoke to her with my Nigerian accent is because I was pissed. So when I was pissed, the Nigerian accent came up. She's like, oh wow, where are you from? That's what I heard. She's like, oh wow, where are you from? I was like, why? She was like, your accent. And in my head, I thought I was my Akata accent. I switched the tune in my neck to Akata accent, but for some reason it was my Nigerian accent. And she was like, oh wow, that sounds so good. Like you just blah blah. And I'm like, okay now. That's it. That was it for me.
No, good, very good, very, very good one. Because I attend a lot of meetings. If you're in meetings like for work and stuff, like you're hearing a lot of Americans, being the only black guy in most cases. That Nigerian accent, it's always refreshing. I don't even try anymore. It was before I was always trying. Yeah, I don't try anymore. People know that. People love that about me. And they just I don't know, maybe as we get older, the younger kids might try to make fun of that. Maybe we felt we might be made fun of, like when we're like freshmen in college. But now in the professional career, it's like a very, very good thing. And people like that, and they understand us actually, which is weird. They understand us very well.
They do. It's just this is where like the racism comes in. Folks that try to act like they don't understand you. Because they do. You're speaking and you're speaking perfect English.
Yep.
You just have an accent, right?
Yep.
Everyone has an accent. I was working with this doc one time, right? This doctor, right? We were working together. And this is when I was just starting. I was like shadowing him.
Yeah.
And we walked into this. He's an Indian guy, has a thick Indian accent. Right? Walked up to this patient's room, was telling this patient what was going to go on. We're going to have surgery, blah, 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 and all that stuff, right? Guy, this woman was freaking out, like, what the heck? What are you talking about? Like, I can't understand. Can I get another doctor that can speak English, please? And the guy just looked at me. He said, look, this lady is not about to do this with me this morning. I have other patients I need to see. Help me translate from English to her if she doesn't get it.
Wow.
That's what he said. He said, translate from English to her, please.
You understand? And I was like,
yeah.
Dang. And this lady was like, I told her, I was like, man, better listen to him.
Yep.
He's the guy that can do it for you.
Yep.
The kidney that you need. He's the one that so it's not me. You don't want another doc. You want him. He's the best.
Yeah. I also want to add that I volunteer from time to time. I volunteer in all these elementary school, middle schools. And when I volunteer, I teach different classes and stuff. But I use my Nigerian accent. For some reason, those kids understand me. They understand me very well. Like, I would think earlier on, I always thought, well, the kids won't understand. But those kids, they are so bright and so smart, like the American kids. Like, they understand everything I say. We engage, we ask questions. I don't even switch my accent. Like, they totally get it. So it tells me the parents probably do, but they are just faking.
Let me ask you this. If you notice, most African Americans or Africans, or just in the whole African American realm, we have two sides when it comes to being professional and when we are at home. For example, how me and you interact, right, might be different on how we act. We turn on our work voice.
That's right.
To get that job,
to get
that interview.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But back in the day, just like how we're talking, I thought I had to fit in to get that job. Not knowing that me being Nigerian, my Nigerian accent will make them hire me because I'm different. That's number one.
Diversity.
Two, the diversity. Thank you. That's one of the things that's why America sometimes, one of the best things about America is them being diverse. They pride themselves on being diverse. Every company wants to be diverse. How do you show that your company is diverse? By having different people from different walks of life work for your company.
Different nationalities.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So
this is really good.
You understand? So I'll use my full name instead of me giving myself the nickname. I use my Nigerian accent for the interview. And guess what? I get it. But these are things you learn later in life instead of forming and refining English and all that stuff.
And as we kind of wind this down too, one thing I want to say is probably very important is that with the American embassy, 99.99% of Nigerians, maybe I'm exaggerating, but a lot of Nigerians go to the embassy and they are trying to do phone.
Can you imagine?
Like, it's just stupid. Like, it's the most stupid thing ever. The embassy consular has seen a lot of people like interviewing like in a day. They've seen hundreds. They don't have time for they have no time.
Flip it. Imagine the US lady interviewing you in the US embassy, trying to use Oyibo woman, trying to speak in a Nigerian accent to you.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Wouldn't that be so weird?
That'd be weird because you would just be freaking out like, why is she talking like this? Yeah.
Not even like, because if you notice, and I might be generalizing here. No, they're not giving you the Yankee accent. They're giving you like the ghetto Yankee accent, like the vernacular of Yankee accent. You understand? They're giving you the Ghana one, not the
real proper,
not the real one, proper one. So the equivalent is the Oyibo woman interviewing you speaking pidgin. To interview you, and you are walking, and imagine how you react. Like,
I get that.
Like, what's going on? You look at her like the lady's son, or like she's lost, or what's going on, like blah blah. You understand? Instead of her being her, you being you, and you guys should just meet at the middle. Let your differences collide in a good way. There's the reason why they say opposites attract.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. Let your differences.
So you go to embassy, but they are speaking American pidgin English, trying to form.
Can you imagine? Perfect. American pidgin English. That's the best way you can put it. Trying to form. Oh, I gotta have these. Man, yeah. I gotta have these. I'm going to Michigan. Because I have to go to Michigan. Yeah. And Michigan is where I gonna have my best friend live, and he's leaving. And
that's just it's like saying, "Oh, I'm going to Ohio for university." It's like Ohio, like, or I'm going to C2.
According to France, according to France, you're going to Los Angeles.
I'm going to Los Angeles, yeah. So Seattle, you say C2, Ohio,
C2.
I tell you, it just kind of, it makes a bad taste. But it makes a bad taste. Yeah, so I guess the takeaway for this for guys is we have people that are trying to come to America and they are trying to interview, let them just be themselves. Or even if you're here, you can just, don't try to form, don't just be yourself. Like, just the authenticity.
It'll take you far.
Very, 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 very refreshing.
There's so many fake people around right now. Especially in this era, there's so many fake people that you being authentic is all you need. You being authentic will take you far.
Yeah, it'll take you farther. Being you, it'll take you farther.
They're trying to be someone you are not. And guess what? You know the worst part? The worst part is if you notice, think about this. This is so funny. Think about this. Back in the day when we were trying to form, the Americans still ask the question, "Where are you from?" Didn't that piss you off a little bit?
Like, it did. After I've tried so hard.
After I tried so hard to form,
they
still catch
me.
They still catch me that when I was trying to say a bird, I say bed.
Yeah.
In my Oyibo vernacular, you understand? They still catch me, you piss you off. So like, why did I?
Or they will misplace it and say, "Are you from Jamaican or Caribbean?" Or I'm like, I try so hard, and you guys are still. I remember one time in college, I had a guy from Canada as one of my friends, and the guy was speaking. Canadian is kind of similar, but that guy was always getting busted. Like Canadian accents, but it was like, hey, So, but that guy got you catching. So that's when I realized that I didn't even have a chance. If this is a guy who is like Canadian, he's saying Canadian English, and they're still catching it.
Canadians, their English is just like their English, but the only thing is they add a to the end of it. You're going there, eh?
Yeah.
Where you from, eh?
Yeah.
You from here, eh? And stuff like that. And then you don't have a chance. If they can catch somebody from Canada, what do you want to say?
Yeah.
What do you want to say? Except you just Kokoma just use British accent. Just from that one.
Yeah, and that one maybe some Nigerians are actually quite good at that. Maybe. But again, you are British, not Nigerian. You're still not American anyway. Before you are trying to just be American, why do you want to be British? Might as well be Nigeria.
But that's the thing. But that's the funny part. They will use any accent but Nigerian accent.
Or to Caribbean accent,
They use any accent.
Like I was doing Nigerian earlier, just doing Jamaican,
And I did that too. They use any accent but Nigerian accent to fit in.
Which Nigerian accent is who you are. So recently in the corporate world, they are talking about, since the George Floyd issue, talking about showing up as yourself, being authentic. A lot of white Americans are trying to identify, and you can bring your dreadlocks to the office. You can wear your cultural native attire on some days. And this era, or at least during that George Floyd era, I don't know if that era is still ongoing, but around that time, they're saying be authentic, be yourself. So it is an opportunity to actually shine and bring out your cultural self. Yeah, go ahead.
That for me, I've always been authentic. So I mean, since I've gotten older, you understand, I wear my Ankara to work. And I put my stethoscope over my Ankara. Ask me any question you want to ask me. You know where I'm from.
I represent.
This is who I am. You understand what I'm saying? This is who I am.
I represent. Definitely.
You understand?
Yeah, I know. Definitely. Yeah.
All the things I went through in Nigeria, all the experiences made me who I am.
That's your identity.
It is sweet. Yeah. I'm sorry for who no grew up on that. While I did for who no grew up on that. It is sweet.
Yeah. That's your identity.
Yeah, man.
Definitely, it makes no sense. But any parting words or final thoughts? This has been a really good episode. Yeah.
Be you, be authentic, and if you are authentic, it'll take you further in life. Finish. Say fini.
Wow.
And just minimize your tian, please. You hear my voice in the back of your head after you tian. You hear my voice saying Bosa.
You hear mine too saying Bosa. Wow. No, thank you, YB. Thank you so much. That's a really, really good one. And this is a word for everybody. Just try to be authentic, represent, and that's pretty much all we have for today. Thank you guys for listening. Please, we ask that you share this episode if you find any value in it. If you find it entertaining or informative, please go ahead and share that with one of your loved ones or friends. And also, if you've not left us a feedback yet on Apple iTunes or Apple Podcast, please go ahead and do that. And also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Lost Lagosians. With that, we are out of here. And wow, that was good. That's very good.
That was a good one. Bro.
I loved it.
Yeah, man. Same.
Yeah.
Same.